So I have a goal tonight, and that is I'm going to take my time and methodically go step by step because we're going to learn about stories and how to use stories effectively for our business. And specifically, I'm going to do my best to make sure how relevant you realize that your stories are going to be to the Black Friday special. I believe we were just told about the Black Friday special today. It will go out to the field tomorrow sometime, although I didn't get a definite date. And honestly, when they give you a date, a definite time, I'm sorry. Even when they give you a definite time, sometimes the emails roll out in like this clump and then this group and then this group. And so not everybody always gets it at the same time anyway. So that's not as relevant to me as the fact that we know that it's tomorrow that it will go out to the field, and where you can learn about it. Two places. I think it's really important that you keep in mind that we're going to keep this very simple tonight, but simple and methodical. Are those both those things that can go together? Simple and methodical. You can learn about the Black Friday specials by watching your email, or the Plexus Ambassador Community Group on Facebook is going to be posting information and sort of giving ideas and probably posting graphics, or what do they call it when they put it in your back, shareables in your back office, that kind of thing. Okay. So if you're taking notes, you're going to want to put that email, if you can't remember that, make sure. But then the Plexus Ambassador Community Group on Facebook, that is my understanding as to where they're going to post. They'll probably do a live explaining. This is me assuming, but based on experience, they will probably go live in the Ambassador Community Group, making sure that everybody understands how the special is going to work. I'm having to be very careful not to let anything leak, because they've never done a promotion that is this good, in my opinion. Now, I know that's all relative depending on who you ask, but in my opinion, this is going to be probably the most fruitful Black Friday special, or any special, honestly, that the company has done ever. So I say that. I think that's probably all I can actually say. However, I want you guys, I want to, first I'm going to play something for you that's really short, like a minute or so. I didn't really look, but I listened to it a second ago. It was hardly very long at all. We're going to get ourselves in the mood, and I'm going to play this for you. Here we go. I appreciate you guys giving us your time, because I know that this week is the shoppingest, groceryingest, cookingest week on the planet, so I don't take that for granted. Here we go. Maybe.
Don't you know each cloud contains banners from heaven?
Hello.
You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Be sure that your umbrella is upside down, and trading for a package of sunshine and ravioli. Macaroni, if you want the thing you love.
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you.
Hi. Come over here, boy. Sam, and every time it rains, it rains. And don't you know it's crocodile? Every time it rains, it rains. And don't you know it's crocodile?
Sit. Sit.
All over town, all over town, all over town. It's upside down and three lip up. Oh, how about those hills, the white? These are my hunglies.
Let's stop the sharing. I need to answer someone really quick. about how to get in the Zoom because it's a new person. Hang on 1 second.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Trailblazer.
Okay. People keep joining. This is going to be a good one tonight. I just tagged you on my face on the butterfly page telling you how to get in. Okay. Now, I want to read a statistic to you that was quoted today on a Jewel Zoom. Thank you. This statistic is relevant, or I wouldn't read it to you. We are projecting 25,000 new ambassadors this weekend. Okay. Now, they didn't tell me I couldn't tell that, so I just did. Okay. Now, that could give you some inkling as to what's up and what's not. Okay. But I felt like I should lead with that. Now, we're going to talk stories. And I actually shared in the group called social media. I'm doing this methodically. So for the purposes, I'm sitting here going, y'all probably already know, but for anybody who watches this video later tonight or tomorrow, social media posting challenge group. And I've put a new little thing in there. It's the one we've been using. That group is what we've been using, but I changed the name to, Black Friday style, okay? So that group is a group that you are going to want to be in. Part of the reason you're going to want to be in that group is, make sure, I have a plan sort of working. I only learned about what the actual challenge or what the actual incentive is. I only learned about that earlier today, but I kind of have a plan in my mind, not to mention I don't really know what they're going to talk about on the ambassador community group tomorrow. I don't know what kind of ideas they'll share, but I'll be probably pulling from their ideas, and I'll be probably pulling from people's stories that I see, and I'll be cramming that group full of good content that you can pick and choose from for your stories. And you don't have to just share them on your stories if you want to share them on their wall. A good balance, in my opinion, to keep people from being like, all she does is post about Plexus. A good balance would be to make sure that you're posting personal things once a day. Relatively, you can post more than that if you want, and you're posting something about Plexus or Black Friday or whatever. Oh my gosh, Nellie, just a second. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
She started eating the gingerbread house. Y'all, look, she knows what's good. She was eating the M&Ms off of it. Oh my gosh, Cooper Joe is going to be so mad. I'll have to tell him. I thought, what's that crunching? Sounds like a dog eating M&Ms. I shouldn't have put it on it was on like my sewing machine table. I've got a cute little decorative vintage sewing machine table.
Okay, I gotta say this. Okay, I gotta say this. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man, unless you're Lori's dog.
That's a dog. That is not my dog. That is Jetty's dog. She will tell you real quick that she ain't my dog too. She is Jetty's dog. Okay, now I'm moving on. I'm making this quick, simple, and methodical. Okay. Now, what we're going to jump into, I put a story. If you're able to look at both your phone and a computer, that's probably going to be very helpful to you. If not, I'm going to be also showing you my phone. I'm going to show you what my story looks like. And I've shared the graphics that I used. I shared them on the social media posting challenge group. So you can save them to your photos. Now, here we go. I'm going to show you what mine looks like. I learned today via some friends. I will tell you, I have some of the greatest friends. I've learned today via some friends how to add music. I got some great ideas from some friends. And so what I did, first of all, if you don't know how to do stories on social media, now you can put these on Instagram, all those other places. I'm going to stick with Facebook because if you're particularly fond of Instagram, you probably already know how to do stories. And if you don't, it's very similar from my understanding. So, for example, when you're looking at my phone, let me see if I can get this. You're looking at my phone, there is this blue bar here on my profile that says add to story. So I'm going to give you a once over to let you see what my story looks like, and then I'll help you create the story. Okay, hang on, I'm seeing questions. It'll be in the Plexus Ambassador Community Group. Sorry, I had lots of messages here. Okay, I'll get to your questions, I promise. But if you have questions, add them here, and I promise I'll get to the questions rather than, I'll try to do this orderly. Okay, so this is what my Facebook looks like. If you want to watch my stories, first of all, the stories are going to be up here when you're just looking at your news feed or whatever. But if you go to my wall, you can click this, and the first thing you're going to see, the first thing you're going to see is, well, it's because I already touched it. It's going to say view story. So now I'm going to pause it, maybe, because I want you to see what it looks like. I used the photo from the social media challenge group that says, what type of Black Friday shopper are you? I also used the text button to say audio on, and I put a little music there, a little headphones. But you don't have to do any of this. If you just want to do a story without music, but I added audio, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So how I turn the audio on is by clicking the up button for volume. Well, okay. Every time I touch it, it's pausing it. So this is what it looks like. It just says audio on. Now, how I added music, I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go to the next one. The second one says, Plexus always does an amazing Black Friday special. Okay. This also has audio too. I'm just not playing it. And then the next one says, so I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb here and ask, and it's got a limb, a Christmas tree limb. And the next one says, who wants to be on my VIP list to notify when our special drops? This would be what I would suggest that you do tonight or in the morning, because your stories stay up for 24 hours, okay? Then the next one I did, I just chose another blank picture. And I used that same picture again of the girl shopping. And somebody has already clicked my poll, but I added a poll here, okay, that said, I'm in or hurry Santa. Those were my two, rather than yes or no. They're both yeses, basically. I don't ever put a no. So if somebody clicks it, they're going to basically answer my survey, and it's going to give me a list of everybody who said yes. And they only have an option to say yes. So if they click something, it's yes or yes. And I will use that to make I will use that particular, all the names that come up on my stories. I will use that. Those will be the first people that I send the special out to once the special is released. Okay. Now, do you guys want to do a quick step-by-step that shows the steps of adding to your stories, adding music, adding text to it really quick? Okay. So the first thing that you're going to need to do if you want to do it with me, and if you don't want to, that's okay too. We won't lag through this too much. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to that social media group that you guys are in and grab those pictures. Or if you just want to do a story right now for practice, if you just want to grab some photos of your kids playing or something like that, just to play with stories, that's totally fine. But the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click the add story button. Okay, right there. And when you do, your camera roll comes up. Ooh, I better make sure there's nothing on there you're not supposed to see. Okay. Your camera roll pulls up and it gives you options already. It says text, music, boomerang. Don't do any of that yet. You're going to want to pick the first photo, which is the ABCD, like what's your style. Now I'm going to give everybody just 1 second to go grab those photos so nobody feels behind if you want to use those photos. Does everybody know where to go get them from? Okay. I tried to add all that earlier today so people would hopefully see it and we'd kind of get ahead of the curve.
Lori?
Yeah.
Lori, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you ever, besides just putting them on your storyline, because it is only 24 hours, like I liked your ABCD with the music, can you put it on your public page too so that it's there longer?
Yes, you absolutely can. And the thing is, it won't add the music to it. You could probably figure out a way to do that. It won't add music to it, which is totally fine. But what happens, for example, good question. This is the only way I used to know how to use stories. And so what you just asked me. So for example, let me go to my Facebook wall and find, okay. So if I wanted to share this to my stories, and I actually do want to share it to my stories. So this is the picture that Vicki painted of me wearing my cute little beanie. Am I not so cute? Okay. So Vicki's version of me is adorable. If I go to that post on my wall, so if you've already posted something on your wall, or if you want to post something now on your wall, the share button underneath, right there, underneath, you would click share, and then it pulls up these options, and you just click share to story. If you want it to say something, trying to make it where you can see it, you can type something in that text box right there. If I wanted to say, my great friend painted this for me. So I'm going to actually share that right behind the story that I have going on. It'll keep people on my story longer, perhaps. Okay. Okay. And then click share now, and that actually shares it to your story as well. You can use it from your wall to your story, but you don't have to have it on your wall. The VIP list, this particular post, it can be up longer if you want it to, like you can put it on your wall and have it there. I only put it for 24 hours because tomorrow we're going to know what it is and we're going to use that list to send to people. But it's a good idea to use. It would even be good for this or any other time. So, okay, so far, we're going to click add story. You're going to click the first picture, which is the ABCD picture.
Lori, I'm sorry, I'm behind. Where did you get those pictures that you are showing us that are good for marketing?
Okay, I just added you when you joined this call tonight. I added you to a group, social media posting challenge. You'll have to accept that. Oh, we got other ones. Okay. You'll have to accept that, and it's the first post in that group. I just posted the pictures and said we would talk about it tonight.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, got it.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Okay. I see them.
Okay. Now, once you have them in your phone, that's what's going to pull up when you actually click add story, because it's going to pull up your most recent photos. And so, for example, when you pick, I'm going to go through these steps again, so my story is going to say the same thing twice, but I'll delete them in a minute. And I got to make sure I pick the right one because I did some editing on them.
Okay, real quick, do they have when you post that, will they have an A, B, C, or D that they can do, or are they going to messenger you
That's
A,
what's
B,
been
C, or D?
happening on that particular one. They've been they'll tell me the response. It lets them respond, and it shows me that they're responding only to my story.
Okay, perfect.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not confusing. I know why they're saying A, B, C, or D.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sometimes people will respond to my story and say, oh, if it's not an A, B, C, D, if it's just a picture or something, they'll say beautiful or I love that or whatever, but it'll show me what they're responding to and why they said that. Because I used to think, I don't know how this works. So don't feel bad because I didn't understand this even just a few months ago.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes. When you're wanting to add music or something special, it's easier and sometimes only possible if you do a picture at a time. If you don't want to do music, you can do select multiple, and you can do like 5 pictures at a time and share them all to your story, and they'll be in the order that you pick them in. But in this instance, we're going to do one at a time. We're going to actually do the first one, which is the Black Friday. Now, is everybody kind of caught up to where I am? I'm kind of stumbling all over the place, but okay.
Hang on I'm going to do this. I got to get caught up.
Once we get to this point where you've selected the picture, then you've got these little options along this side right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but this first one that says stickers, weirdly, there are other ways to put music on something, but this is the easiest way that I found to do what we're trying to do tonight. If you click stickers, you're going to pull up some options. One of the options is to add a poll, but we'll do that. We'll add the poll on the last one. Right now, the options that pull up look like this, and music is one of the options. Okay? I just learned this today, so I'm excited. So I wanted to use that song because it makes me think of Black Friday and other reasons that I can't say, okay? Okay. All right. So I went into the search bar and typed in pennies from heaven. And it happens to be that the first one that pulls up is like Louis Prima is the one we're normally used to hearing from the movie. You can pick a different one if you want, but that's probably the most popular one with his voice. So I clicked it. Now, let me pause it. Let me turn it down. You'll notice that lyrics are flying around, printed out, if you pick that first one. Here's what I learned about if the lyrics are flying around and it's the one you want to use, because it is. There were ones that didn't have the lyrics, bum, 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 like a karaoke machine, but they were not the right version of the song. So what you can do is you can take 2 fingers like this, and you can squeeze the lyrics down smaller and move them wherever you want, just like you crop a picture. Am I making sense? Now, on
Lori,
yeah.
You can also see the font going across the bottom right here.
Yep.
You can also click on that, and it gives you different ways that you can show your music, like where it doesn't have the pennies from heaven going, like your lyrics going across or anything.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's right down here. Right.
Wait,
right. Right here.
Okay.
When you press that, it has different things for you. Like when I pressed the capital AA, see, it went to a different font. Let me see. Okay, if you press the third one in, it just gives you pennies from heaven.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
It gives you the title of the song instead of instead of giving you like the typed out pennies from heaven
Lyrics.
Yeah, it's more like
words.
Do what?
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's more like a thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for example, are you able to move that thumbnail around, Babette?
I think you will be after you choose it.
Okay.
Yes.
I-
You can
Done.
move it around, make it big, small, all the same stuff.
If
It's-
you choose the last one,
Mm-hmm.
see, you could move this little thumbnail way down here
Yep.
so that it doesn't have that pennies from heaven going scrolling all the time.
Okay. So you can apparently move the lyrics and make them smaller, because that's basically what I did on my story. I touched the lyrics. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Once you've chosen it, now is everybody getting caught up? You can click on the lyrics. You can take 2 fingers and squeeze in like this, from one corner to the other corner sideways like this. And that can make the lyrics really small. You can move them wherever you want on the picture. Oh, look at there. If you want to, it looks like you can actually, oh, that lets you remove the song. Okay, if a trash can comes up, it doesn't remove the lyrics, it removes the song.
Right.
So anyway, squeeze it. You can turn it sideways. You can tilt it. You can do all kinds of things. You can choose to do what you want to do. Okay, and then at this point on this particular slide, this is where you can also type in audio on. You can do that by clicking the A right here, the double A's that show font, text, whatever, and just type out audio on.
Lori,
Mm-hmm.
if you do Plexus in the GIFs,
Yep.
look what all comes up.
I know. Yes, you can find all kinds of fun little graphics in there. I see them all the time. See people using them all the time. So if you click on audio on, and then once you've selected to use audio on as what you typed, you can move it around. You can squeeze it and pull it out. You can squeeze it back in. You can, that sounded weird, but you can actually move it wherever you want to.
Is that under GIFs?
No, under this little right there.
Okay.
I typed it out basically. I picked that to choose. I didn't find a way to add the music if I did multiple picks at once. I only found somebody's asked this. I didn't find that. That's not to say that there's not a way to do that. So, okay. Now, then once you have it ready,
Hey, I have a quick tip, Lori.
yes.
Multiple pictures in the music.
Okay, yes.
So if you have Instagram, because I just was playing around with this,
Okay.
Instagram allows you to have multiple pictures and music on multiple pictures as well.
Okay.
So if you do it starting from your Instagram and then you have it set to share to your Facebook stories, the same stuff you post on Instagram will automatically go to Facebook.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Out of curiosity, do you happen to know what the algorithm or conversion rate or whatever it would be is? Like, for example, lots of times when you use an outside, even though those are both owned by the same company, Facebook and Instagram, I believe are, I may have that wrong, but if you use an outside and share it, does it show it to as many people? Do you know?
I'm not sure when it comes to stories.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I know when you do,
Hey, so that's all I use is because I don't want to have to do it twice.
okay.
I always use my Instagram and it goes to Facebook.
Okay.
I have more people look at my stories than my page.
Same with me. Same with me. And then Anne asked, how do you steal from people's stories? So if you put your finger, okay, so sometimes people just take a screenshot and it shows the top of somebody's their name at the top and whatever the comment box is at the bottom. And then you have to like crop it out and do all that. Instead of doing that, if you put your finger on the screen and it pauses the story, Then it also takes away the person's name at the top, and it takes away the comment box at the bottom. And then you can take your screenshot with your thumb and your other finger. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then you don't have the extra stuff to crop off, and it pauses it. And then after you save all the pictures, Becky's asking, Becky, if you're on Instagram, you can have all your pictures selected, and then you go to the little button that it lets you add polls or various things, and your music is an option.
Okay.
So Instagram is a
An
faster.
option if you do multiple pictures at once.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now on this particular, like, okay. So the next thing, now I've got everybody muted again. So if anybody needs to speak up, I just turned it off because everybody's got their music playing and we're should be being together. So if anybody needs to talk, you'll have to unmute yourself. So then I'm going to go to the next picture, which is Plexus always does an amazing Black Friday special. It's the girl with the bags. And I added the same song again because what happens is the length of how long a picture time spans on you is the same amount of it's the same amount of time that the little song plays. And so basically it goes, "Finish from heaven, shooby dooby," and then it goes to the next one. That's not exactly where it cuts off, but then you can start the song back again. And that's what I did. There's probably a more clever, the more you play with it, there's probably some other ways that you can do that. You could add a different song if you wanted to. I, for reasons you'll understand tomorrow, wanted it to be the same song. Okay. So once you've got that picture loaded with your little options on the side, you can hit stickers again. I think it's good to do this 2 or 3 times just for your memorization of how to do it. Go to music, type it in. This took me about, these used to stress me out because it's like, this takes so much time. But really, once I had the pictures, and you're going to be able to steal pictures everywhere from people because they're going to be in the Ambassador Community Group. They're going to be in my social media posting challenge group. They'll be all over the place. If you're not having to make the graphics, making a story should take you less than 5 minutes. If you're not adding music and stuff, it only takes about 30 seconds. It hardly takes any time at all. If you're new at it, it could take you about 5 minutes to do it. If you're adding music, stickers, polls, all that kind of stuff. So the reason I'm telling you that is because I will tell you that I happen to know people on this very team who have made their fortune posting in stories. For some reason, I think it's maybe a younger crowd thing or whatever. The people that are used to Instagram and like stories and whatever, it seems to be like the most updated thing on Facebook, if that means the trendiest. Stories are the trendiest thing on Facebook, it seems. So now
I think it's because you can't write a huge story on it. People don't want to have to take the time to read.
Yeah. Also, the reason you have to put audio on is because, and I think that's also the reason it shows the lyrics, is because if you're laying in bed at night and you're on your phone and you're sleeping next to someone and you don't want to turn the audio on, you still know what's going on because it's playing lyrics for you. So that's a reason I left the lyrics on it, but you don't have to. Now, did you figure out, how to, everybody figure out how to move the music icon and all that good stuff? Okay. So I'm going to move the music or the lyric icon. I'm going to move it around. Almost everything that you add to a picture, you may have to select it first, but once you select it, like if it covers your picture and you're like, that covers my picture, I don't like it. You select it and then you can move it around, twist it, that kind of thing. Everybody follow along. Okay.
Lori, what did you add to that second picture besides the music? Anything?
Just the music.
Okay.
Yeah. And then share the story. Everybody feeling pretty caught up? If you feel like you're messing it up or whatever, and you need some help after this call, I'm trying to keep the call relatively short. So if people want to watch it, It doesn't take them 2 hours to watch it, but I want everybody to feel pretty confident in what we're doing. But if you have trouble and you can't remember something that we talked about tonight, message me or one of the others on here that have a look on their face like, yeah, I've done this a million times. So, okay. So the third picture is the branch. I'm going to branch out or going to go out on a limb.
Oh, hold on.
This one.
Okay, hold on. I missed that one. Hold on, Nancy. Hang on.
She has it's actually her daughter's hairless cat. That must be who she's talking to. Okay, so stickers. Stickers again. Stickers don't, it's not necessarily intuitive that you click stickers to get to music. And there are other ways to get to music when you do it a different way. But this is the way we're doing it tonight. So stickers, music, I'm going to use the same song again. And I'm going to select it. I'm not going to put anything else on that picture. I'm going to move the lyrics around so it's not covering my stuff, and I'm going to share that to my story. And then I'm going to post the one about the VIP list. Who wants to be? Oops, wait. And I'm going to put the music one more time. You don't have to do all of this each time, but I thought it'd be really fun to know how to do it for when you want to do it. Don't get caught up in thinking, I wish I knew how, or don't get caught up in thinking that you have to do it this way every time. Also, while
Lori,
we're here, yeah.
I'm sorry, which one was the next one after go out on a limb?
The VIP list one. It looks like
Okay.
Pink and greenish, blue, pinkish.
Yeah, and that one you did another pennies from heaven there, or?
Yeah. Once you watch it back, you'll see what it does.
Right. That's why I'm trusting you here. So
Yeah.
you did the pennies from heaven there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. I gotta take Nancy. Oh wait, Nancy. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so I keep picking the same version of the song and keep moving the lyrics out of the way and share that. And then the last one is where you're going to put the poll. And if I remember right, in the group, I added one that already has a poll on it, but it's not a clickable poll, okay? I just did that so that you would know what to do, and then you can actually add the poll to it and add music to it, and you can take the poll and twist it and cover up where I put a poll on there. Does that make sense? The poll?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have a plain picture like that where we could add our own poll?
Yep. Yeah, well,
is
and
it on there?
I can send it to you or add it to the group in there. If you want it to say something different, or if you can't cover up this one with what you want it to say, it basically you can pinch it and make it small. You can make it bigger. You can do whatever you want to. On polls, I had to figure this out. On polls, it'll say ask a question, and then it'll say it'll give you two options like yes or no. And then you can actually not ask a question if you don't want to. I put pick one. Instead of asking a question, I put pick one and put little fingers like this, like pick one, like that. And if you use the picture that I put, it will already say that. So you can skip the question part. You just don't fill it out. And you can put in whatever you want it to say. Count me in, hurry Santa, or you can say I can hardly wait, or whatever, okay? Since I'm going to be deleting these anyway, I'm going to pretend like I added the music. I'm going to pretend like I added the poll, and I'm going to share it to my story. And we have officially done a full story. So you have to, I have a question here. Do you have to add the pictures individually in order to put the music on each one? In this specific case, yes. The way we did it tonight. They're saying though, if you do it through Instagram first, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're saying if you do it through Instagram first, then share it via Instagram to Facebook. There are other options of ways of doing it. So if you're familiar with Instagram and like it and want to do it that way, you can. I didn't want to complicate and try to teach Instagram and Facebook on the same Zoom because of time constraints and confusion and remembering it and all of that stuff. So Okay, so Becky's saying it didn't add the music to all the slides for her on Instagram, just the first slide. So it may not be able to add it to. Just now, it took us several minutes to do this. When you're just doing it on your own and you have the hang of it, it doesn't take that long.
No.
It really does not. And like I said, I've had team members get literally rich spending 5 minutes a day adding to their stories and then following up with people. The fortune on this whole thing, the fortune is going to be in the follow-up. I anticipate that all of you are going to add people to your team this week because it's going to be the biggest duh. Okay? Like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Pennies from heaven. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me check my notes. What else I needed to go through?
Y'all, I just had somebody reply to my story.
It's fun. It's fun.
Hey, Lori,
Yes.
if you time out your pictures, your story, let's say 45 minutes apart, does that first one go off in 24 hours and then the next one go off in 24 hours and 45 minutes? Is that how that works?
It is. Yes. Each slide has an individual 24-hour thing on it. So it will, if they're not kind of close together, if they're supposed to be a story in succession like that, and they are supposed to be together, your story won't make sense if your first slide or second slide are gone, unless you know that it will make sense. You know what I'm saying? That in this instance, it probably wouldn't make much sense to not put them all together, since they don't know what question you're asking if all you have left is.
Well, I was just thinking,
okay,
if you worked it like you used to, where you kept adding to, like what was from the last picture,
mm-hmm.
then this would be crazy to do. But once the special comes out, you've led up to the special, and then those are going to be off by the time you're needing your special to be on there.
Well, in this instance, what we're looking for, and I mean, this is the way I planned this out, and it may not work out this way for everyone, but what I'm looking for is a list of people that the minute the special comes out, I'll add back to my stories again what the special is, and I will put that information with the options of adding music or not adding music or whatever. I will put that in that group, and you can go, like, for example, for simplicity purposes, if you're like, I don't have all this time, lady, it is the day before Thanksgiving, or it's the day, whatever, it's the day after Thanksgiving in this instance, and I'm out shopping or whatever, you can go to the social media posting challenge group. This is gold, what I'm telling you here. Click save photo on whatever ones I put out that day. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And literally just go add story, select multiple. You don't have to do anything else to it. Select multiple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, send or share or whatever the enter button says basically at that point. And then you've got it in your stories. And the only thing I would suggest is if there's a poll, try to stop and add the poll to it. That way, when people do want to respond, they have a way to let you know other than private messaging you and starting to ask you questions. It's sort of its own conversation starter by them clicking that button. Also, sometimes depending on where you move the poll, and you can know this intuitively, if the poll is where someone's finger automatically rests anyway while they're looking at stories, if you have a really random, like let's say, like, for example, anytime it's a guy that responds to my stories that looks super girly, I always think, I don't know if he actually did that or accidentally did that with his thumb. So I'll say, in those instances, first of all, I try to move it to where their thumb is not necessarily resting on it so they don't accidentally click the poll. And if I think it's a sort of suspicious one, rather than assuming, I'll say, I noticed you clicked my poll. So, hey, I'll make sure and have you, I'll have sent that information out to you the minute I get it or whatever, so that I can let them respond to me and say, what? I didn't know that I did that or whatever. You know, you see what I'm saying? That way people are not going, what is she talking about? Why is she sending me information I didn't ask for? That kind of thing. Let me read the next question here. Okay. Social media group. Which social media group, Becky?
The one that's like Plexus, Instagram, and whatever.
Okay.
That one. That one.
Okay. So there's two other groups that are more comprehensive, that are run by people who do this stuff all the time with their stories and stuff. And one is called One Plexus Graphics. I'll look it up so I can get you the exact name. One Plexus Photos and Graphics. It looks like this on the top. Looks like saying cheers. Okay. One Plexus Photos and Graphics. The other one has Instagram, One Plexus Instagram Stories. And for whatever reason, they have just the default at the top. Is that the one you were talking about, Becky? Okay. So people who are doing the same thing I'm doing, which is kind of getting prepared in those two groups, are already adding cute little, add a capsule that blocks carbs, cute little graphics that look like this. And you can just go down through there and get whatever you want. Now, the next thing I'm going to teach you, I'm going to try to make this simple. Is this I'm about to show people how to screen record. Is this the thing that you can't do on an Android? Do I remember that right? I mean,
It's going to be gold.
Yes. Okay. On an is that right? Did I remember that right? On Android, you need an app in order to screen record. I forgot what the app is called. Is it called Screen Record? What do we know? Okay, I'll try to find that for anybody who has an Android. If somebody knows it, butt in, please. Okay, so screen record literally means you are going to take a recording of exactly what you're looking at on your phone. So, for example, I'm in this One Plexus Instagram Stories. Now, the reason this would be a relevant thing is because lots of times someone will share a beautiful set of graphics and one of them will move. It'll have movement to it. It'll show like the sides come together and then they flex out, and you're going, and you go save photo, save photo, save photo, and you get to that video and you click save and it won't. Bump, it won't. But the way that you can do it, if you're like really wanting that gorgeous, flowy, whatever you want to call it, you have two options. Here's what I'm talking about. Watch the top of this move. It's moving while you read the bottom. That's not a really good, that's a beautiful one, but it's not as moving is what I'm talking about. So when you come across one of those, you can either, in lots of instances, if you don't want to take the time to screen record, a lot of times the general idea will be there at the very end of when the video stops, and you can screen capture it, because it might just be like words coming in from the side to make a sentence, or it might be just like a PowerPoint works. You understand that, right? Like when somebody goes click, 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 and the stuff is moving, giving you bullet points. Usually at the end, or sometimes at the very beginning before it starts moving, there will be a screenshot or a still shot of the general idea that says, so when they did it, it'll say, so don't forget our Black Friday special. But at some point, it'll all come together and it'll say, so don't forget our Black Friday special. All the words will be there at once. You can screen capture that if you don't want to mess with screen recording. Then you sometimes have to crop out if it got the top and bottom or stuff you don't want in your stories. Everybody follow that so far? Okay. Now, and here's how you screen record. I'm just going to screen record me scrolling so you can see what I mean by screen record. Nope. Gingerbread house. Muncher. Okay. For me on my phone, to get to my control panel, I do like this from the corner and throw it. And it gives me this. So however you get to this, some people's phones come from the bottom. Mine comes from the side. And you get this control panel that has all kinds of fun options like your screen brightness, your do not disturb. Your screen brightness is, your screen brightness is the one that's got the full bar right there. Your do not disturb is that little moon. So if you want to do a live video and you don't want anybody to be able to call you and interrupt the live video, that's what I use do not disturb for. You can use screen mirroring if you want to toss something from your phone up onto your television and you have a television that's compatible with your phone. Like if you want to watch a YouTube video and you want to be able to watch it, several people in the room to watch it at once, that kind of thing. Your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth are right there in the blue. Ugh, sorry, I keep touching it on accident. The Wi-Fi, okay. But screen record is that. On an iPhone, that little button right there, screen records. Now here's what you have to know. From the minute you touch that button, every little step that you make, every move that you go, like if I touch that, like I touched it, it goes 3, 2, 1, and now it's recording. So if I get out of my control panel, okay, it just recorded that. And if I want to go to Facebook, okay, and I want to go down here and find somebody's beautiful video, it's recording all of this. It's making a video. That's crazy. We don't want all of that. Let's say I clicked on that. Let's say it was a video. And I'm going to let it, or a little motion story. I'm going to let it play itself out. Sometimes if I caught it in midstream, I'll let it play through the rest and finish whatever it did, and then I'll let it play through one full time. Then I'm going to go and do whatever my phone does to take me to screen record, and I'm going to hit that button and make it stop. Now what I have at this point has been sent to my camera roll. And here we go. It's showing me back what I just did. It's showing me the whole step by step, everything I recorded. Went to Facebook, went to that group, okay? Now, I don't need, do what?
I said, wow.
Right.
Lori, I'm looking on mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that, and I have an iPhone.
Okay, I was waiting for somebody to say this because
Okay.
mine didn't have it either. You actually can put it there through from your settings.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm glad so glad somebody.
Yeah, because I had to do that with mine a few months ago when I didn't know how to get it on my phone.
Where is it on my settings?
So let me find where it is. I'm trying to remember. I actually Googled how to move it to my dock. So it's in your settings.
You can probably go into settings and go at the top search bar and type screen. Go to your settings and go to the top search bar and type in screen record.
It's in your shortcut menu.
Okay, it's under shortcuts.
What phone do you have? The one who's talking that didn't have it on there?
Babette.
Babette, I'm talking here, and I was looking in my shortcut menu, I guess, and it didn't have it. And I'm in settings. I did screen record, Lori, and it didn't show up.
I didn't see it either under screen record. I'm looking. Anybody else have any ideas?
Yeah, I did it. I just have done it so long ago that I can't remember.
Okay.
Sorry, you got to go to the control center. Go to settings and go to control center.
Okay.
That's Chloe K talking. I had to ask her.
Okay.
Okay, control center.
Control center in the
Okay,
top search
So then
bar.
Okay.
So then it
I've
says
got-
included controls and more controls. So your
Okay,
screen
I do
record will
see-
be a red box.
Yes, I do see screen record. Do I just push plus on there or
Yeah,
what?
hit the green plus and it'll move it up to your included controls. That's how
Got
you,
it. Thank
Alright.
you.
So then anything else that you want in your menu when you swipe up or down, you can add to it. So say you always turn your alarm on and you want that to be a quick thing. That's how you would add that to it as well.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Now, once you have screen recorded something, you go to your camera roll and you can see it there. It'll be the most recent. It'll be show up like a video. You can click the edit button at the bottom and it will pull up a bar that looks like the way you edit a video, say on YouTube or something like that. And you can, I'm going to try to make sure you can see what I'm doing here because it's not tricky, but if you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. So you can literally move that, see how I'm moving it, moving that time bar past all the nonsense until I got to, okay, there I found the graphic, but it's still showing nonsense. And I move it a little further and there we go. That's the graphic I wanted, or let's say it was a video. It wasn't a video, but, and that actually shaves the front end off of it. And then I can go to the other side and it basically, it starts moving. It puts a yellow bar around it. On mine it does anyway, it's yellow. Puts a yellow bar and it shows you exactly how much you're shaving off of either side. So you can literally watch it in real time, shave off the end and shave off the beginning. And then once you get it where you want it and it looks right, you click done, and then it pulls up a little menu that says save video as new clip or save video. If you've done it, like the reason it gives you both of those options is if you did it one time and you didn't quite get enough shaved off of it and it saved it and you go, oh shoot, I didn't get the, that one little piece, you can either save it all over again brand new, or you can save it and it will replace the one that you messed up on. So save video as new clip means you'd have the one you messed up on and the new one, or if you save video, it probably covered. Either way, it doesn't really matter as long as you can always go back and mess with it again if you don't get what you want. Does everybody follow me so far?
Mm-hmm.
This sounds more complicated than it is, and I say that from a person who's, my teenage daughter taught me how to screen record, and even after she showed me, just like I just showed you, I didn't do it for weeks because I was like, I don't know what she just did. I don't know what she just did. And plus, she has about this much patience with. So me explaining it to you was probably a little bit more detailed than what I got it explained to me. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And so don't feel bad if you don't get it the first time. You want to just play with it. In fact, I wouldn't do it under pressure while you're like waiting to check out at the mall or on Black Friday. I would play with it first, like tonight. Play with it. Get yourself a little moving video, share it on your stories, or don't. You don't have to. It's also a great way to save a video that might get censored later. Like if a video you think, oh my gosh, that is incredibly interesting and it's probably going to disappear later, you can screen record it. It will record the audio and everything. If you have the audio turned on, I think it's only if you have the audio turned on, it will record the audio. True? Am I right about that? Anyone? Okay, the app for screen record for Android, somebody posted it up here. It's called AZ Screen Record. That's what Jan has on her Android. Okay. Now, let me stop here and say, is there something that we've talked about so far that somebody is saying I'm lost, or you've confused me, or if you have any questions, go ahead.
Now the toggle thing that you put in is in the stickers, right? I mean, they let you do that in the stickers, right? Because I know in Instagram you can do that, but Facebook has the same thing. The little press here if you want something.
Yeah, the They call it a poll on here. I don't know what they call it on Instagram, but it's probably a poll. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's a
how to keep
poll.
those- Okay.
I'm just old fashioned and call it a toggle. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Now, once you get fancy and you decide you want to do other things, when you click stickers, there are going to be all kinds of options. You can add frames around a picture. You can add sparkles. You can add moving features. You can even add little, whatever, however you say, GIFs. You can add, like if for example, if I was going to do one at Christmas time and I wanted to add a little Cousin Eddie to it, I could probably use the GIF search bar and Google him until I found a picture of him dumping the camper stuff down into the street. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Christmas, it's under Christmas Vacation, girl.
Christmas Vacation, yeah. So there you go, and you could do and it'll pull up little animated things. You can do all kinds of fun things like that, but you don't want to be learning any of that under pressure. You just want to be like, do what's the simplest for you at this moment. When if you're wanting to just get started, learn how to do it. It's not nearly as complicated as I had it in my mind. Like, actually, none of it is nearly as complicated as I had it in my mind. Everybody feeling okay?
I have figured out on the newer Android phones, there actually is a screen record. I have a Galaxy S9.
Okay.
And my husband has the LG Stylo 6, I think.
Okay.
His wasn't as easy. I just looked it up and found an article. And I don't know how to use mine either, but there is a screen record option on my pull down menu.
Okay. I would say my best piece of advice for what we're about to do, the Black Friday stuff, I'm one of those people who used to be like, my personality used to be like, if I couldn't get it exactly right, I would just scrap it and just not do it. And on this, that is not what you want to be. You just want to be like, grab the pictures, click add to story, select multiple, and add them to your story. If that's the best that you want to mess with, because honestly, sometimes if somebody has all the things on all the pictures on their every story, those are the people I don't click on. If it's too like busy, it gives me an idea that they have too much time on their hands. And so I'm saying, do it sometimes, make it really fun sometimes. And then sometimes, but I will say this, the more that you add stuff to your stories, the more people will start looking at your stories, because it's a consistency thing. And I believe that Facebook rewards the consistency by showing it to more of your audience. So if you're playing with the dogs and the kids are doing this and whatever, and if you're okay with putting all that stuff on Facebook, add that stuff to your stories. Add polls to some recipe things. Play around with that kind of stuff too sometimes, because people will get more engaged with you if they're seeing other things that are not just you selling something, obviously. I know.
I was going to say, people like to see your face.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes you can just go back in your stuff and see what you've posted recently and share it to your story, and more people will see it. If there's something you feel that Facebook kind of now obviously if they do an obvious like fact check on you, or if they do an obvious where you go, okay, I know I got maybe censored on that or whatever, that's a different deal. But when I'm saying sometimes you just feel like something didn't get very much flow and you didn't get very much response to something that you thought was really interesting and you're surprised about it, sometimes I'll take those posts the day after and click share underneath the post and share it to my story, and I get more traction on it, that way. So also, I promise, here's what I'll do tonight. I will add this video immediately to YouTube tonight. So if anybody's on here tonight and you're like, I'm taking notes, I don't feel comfortable, I want to be able to do this, and you want to be able to watch this video again, you can. I've kept the informative part at 1 hour, but you could probably scroll real easy on Facebook, fast forward to get to the part that you're having the question about. So I'm also tentatively scheduling. It'll really depend on what comes out. Like here we are, we're late November, holidays. I'm tentatively looking at 2 options, and I'm open to feedback. please give me the feedback in the commentary here, or send me a message later if you have a strong opinion about what I'm about to say. Either another intermittent fasting group. People seem to really love that, and I have more content for one. And if we did that, it would start December 1st. The other option, and we possibly could do both of these, the other option is an online, because the intermittent fasting group would be probably 2 weeks. We could also do an online launch event in the first half of December. I don't want to do it in the second half of December because people go into witness protection. You don't hear from them around mid-December on. It's like you send them a message, they don't see it, they don't whatever. So I'm saying that if I tentatively tell you that I'd prefer to do one of those on the 9th, if we did one, that would actually be a Tuesday night. It's probably like this, yeah, it'd be the second Tuesday in December. However, the intermittent fasting group would start on December 1st. And I know, so anyway, give me feedback on that. Give me feedback on it after the call, if you don't mind, or in the group chat here. I'm trying to keep this recording at we're over an hour here, but for this part, and also those of you, there are several of you on here, I thought it would be really a nice thing to do 2 things, but I'm going to put it in a separate recording. I'm going to actually pause this right here. This is the end of this particular video.